Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to have you guys here for part 2 of embroidering a house. Where we left off in the last video is on the roof. So today in part 2, we're gonna be doing the roof and then adding some flowers in the little flower bed on the windowsill. So if you guys haven't watched part 1 and you want to see how we achieved this bottom half of the house, I will link that video down below and I walk you guys through all the steps for that video. If you're new to embroidery and you're looking for something that is a little bit more approachable, that starts at square one on supplies and everything that you need and how to just start embroidering, I have a playlist linked down below that walks you through the beginning steps of embroidery. So I've got all those resources linked in the description box if you're new here, but if you have already watched part 1, you are all caught up. Also, if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I have a template linked down below for this actual pattern, which I mentioned in part 1, and y'all can download this and follow along. But basically, right now we are on the roof of the house and I'm so excited to start getting this house completed. I think I had mentioned maybe in part 1 wanting to do some white paneling along the roof, but I'm actually going to continue this beautiful sage green color all the way through the roof, but I am going to break it up with a little bit of like a white trim right here. So I'm going to go in with our kind of cream color that we used to trim the windows. I have all of my colors here on this little clamp so I can have everything just staying very organized. I feel like when you have so many colors in your embroidery box, some of them can start to look the same, and so it's good to just keep everything organized so that you know what you've used and what colors to use again. So I'm gonna start by knotting my piece of thread at the end and threading my needle. But I'm gonna start over here and starting in this side right here and do one just small stitch so that if it comes loose, it won't be the end of the world and you won't have to redo everything. But I'm gonna take this thread and I'm gonna go across. And so what I'm doing is I'm just doing some large straight stitches that are gonna create the kind of cream trim between the roof and the siding of the house. I don't really know if that's the proper terms, but just doing like a really thin line so you guys can see right there, nothing too crazy. And then what I'm gonna do actually is connect and do the outline of the entire roof. So going up to this spot here, I'm just gonna start outlining it and then we will fill in this part right here with the green, but I'm just gonna go ahead and outline this with this cream color. I hope you guys are working on this as well. Like I mentioned in part 1, be sure to tag me in your projects. I would love to see what your take is on this cute little house. Like I said in part 1, I created this template to be super versatile so that you can change up the colors, you can change up really anything about it. So I would just love to see what y'all have been working on and if you've made it your own. Maybe you've already done the roof, but I hope you guys have been enjoying embroidering this one with me. These are so fun. I love doing these embroidery with me videos because I feel like we can actually just like hang out and embroider together. So be sure to tag me on Instagram and I would just love to see kind of what y'all's progress looks like on these cute little houses. Okay, so now that the outline is done, I'm going to flip this over and end my thread by tying a knot in the back. Now I'm going to take the sage green thread and I'm going to fill in this part right here and doing every part but the actual window. And if you guys did print this out, you will notice that there are some additional lines on this paneling and on the roof. Those are more so guides so that you can create straight lines when you're stitching, but you can also like make it striped or do whatever you want with it. I just put those in there so that it would be easy to kind of follow along and make sure everything's just really clean. So now I am tying a knot at the end of my sage green thread and I'm gonna start in this lower right hand corner right here and I'm gonna do again just a short stitch just to hold our place And then I'm gonna come up through here and I'm gonna stitch across to the other side. And now I'm just going along the outline of this cute little window. We have got another rainy day here in Nashville. I feel like they just don't stop coming around March and April. They're just one after another, and I'm so ready for just spring to be in full force. I'm ready for the warm weather, the sunshine. I want to be able to play pickleball again. I want to be able to like run consistently again, but it's just been so hard because the weather has just not really been prime for that. I feel like we have like one really strong week of weather in Nashville, and then it's like a week of rain, or it's like super warm and sunny and then it just gets freezing. So it's a total mystery here of what it's gonna be like. Okay, so now I'm gonna outline the window right here, kind of like I did here, and do just some quick little straight stitches for that. Adding these outlines though just makes it look so much more like polished and clean, and it just is coming together and it's looking so cute. I was a little bit worried that this was like not gonna look that good, but I actually feel like it looks really cute. So this is what the window outline looks like, and I'm going to flip it over, tie a knot. And now I'm going to add the white on the inside of the windows, which is just this pure white. And I'm gonna be filling in the entire window like we did in the part 1. So same exact thing that we're doing here. So now that the window is filled in, I'm gonna end my thread. Then I'm gonna take the same color that I did the actual like window outline for the window panes. I'm gonna do the same color. And I'm just gonna do a quick all the way around outline. Here and do a cross so that it looks like a window, like that. And now I'm going to flip it over and end my thread. Now I'm gonna do the second outline for the other like little roof right here, but I'm gonna do a different color on the inside. So I'm gonna do a quick outline and then we're gonna switch it up and do a different kind of like stitching pattern on the inside. But surely getting way more messy on the back, so we'll see how this goes. I'm also gonna cut off all this extra fabric because it keeps folding over and getting in my way, and it's driving me crazy. Cut this off. So this is what we have so far. So now I'm gonna actually fill this in a little bit different. I think I'm gonna fill it in kind of like how I did my how to do a woven basket. I'll show you guys, but I want it to have a little bit more texture, so that's the plan for that. And I think I'm gonna do this, like I wanna do some kind of darker, like oatmeal color. Okay, I'm gonna do this brown for it, and hopefully that it looks good. And I'm actually not gonna split the thread for this because I want it to be a little bit more like thick and have some more texture. So we're just gonna try this out, and if it looks horrible, then you guys know not to do this. Okay, so because I do have these faint lines though, I'm gonna kind of make each panel as long and as thick as the line is. So I'm just gonna start up here, and I'm gonna do vertical stitches. So like this. And then back up to the top. And I'm just gonna do this in a pattern all the way throughout this entire portion. And hopefully it will look like there is some like good texture, but we shall see. I mean, again, I don't know. This could look terrible for all I know. Okay, so even though that took forever, I feel like it really added some great texture to the piece. You guys can see, I think it just makes it a lot more detailed looking. So now I'm gonna do the roof, and the roof is gonna be done in this like deep kind of navy blue, which is also like kind of like almost black, but I'm gonna do the roof and then the little chimney, and then we'll get to the flower beds. I really want some like contrast in it, so I'm using this dark blue, and I hope it looks good. But I've taken a few risks already with the like textured paneling, and I feel like it's gone so far so good. So might as well just keep taking risks here. So I'm gonna start here on this roof, and this kind of got stretched a little bit with the fabric, so I'm actually just gonna like erase that. And then I'm going to go up here, and we're gonna start the roof like that. But I feel like this like darker color will give it some good contrast. So I'm just gonna do some stitches to start my kind of straight lines here. this is the start of the roof. And what I'm gonna do is a clean line across so that it is nice and kind of tapered off like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna start over on this side of the roof and do the exact same thing. I think I might go through and add some like lines to kind of add a texture or a pattern to the roof, because I do feel like once you fill it all in, it just looks very dark, and I kind of want to add some kind of texture to it so that it looks like it's not just one big black blob. Nothing more satisfying than like almost being done with a section. I feel like it goes on for literally ever. Now that that is complete, I'm gonna end my thread and flip it over. I think I'm gonna use actually the green that I used to outline the windows to add some lines to the roof. And I am not gonna split my thread on this because I'm just gonna do quick lines and I want it to feel very clean. So I don't wanna do tiny lines, I wanna do like thicker kind of vertical lines. Starting down here, I'm just gonna do one line across up here just to give it some, just to give it some kind of like texture to it. I think this will add just the slightest bit of interest to the roof so that's not just like a gray blob. Yeah, I think that's actually really, really nice. And I feel like these tiny little details are totally up to y'all if you like want to add them to yours. Which is why I think that this pattern is fun, because it's like making something totally custom. Now I'm going to do the same over here and do like a line as well. Just added some good little texture to the roof. I'm gonna flip it over and end my thread. And this is just gonna be a cute little chimney at the top here. So excited because I feel like now that all of these little details are in, it's like finally coming along. I think it looks so cute. Okay, so now that the chimney is done, we are basically done with the house. The only thing left is this cute little flower box, and you can leave this blank. You could have done it white, like the windowsill. You can kind of do whatever you want with it, but I thought it'd be cute to just add a couple little French nuts as some flowers. So what I'm gonna do first is add in some green, and like I wanna do like a different kind of green so that it looks more like a flower. I gotta find a green that like also works against the house because the house is green. So I'm like, is this too green? I might do this one. So I'm just gonna use this green color and just do some like little stitches as the stems and stuff, and then go back in with some like spring colors to do flowers. So as you can see, I'm just doing very like sporadic green lines. I'm not really like making them look like leaves necessarily, but more so just trying to fill in like some greenery just to add some tiny detail to it. Okay, so now you can see I added just the tiniest little bit of green, and now I'm gonna go in with some spring colors and brighten it up. The first color that I'm gonna use, I think, is yellow. I really want like a yellow flower, and then I really want to do like a pink flower. I think that would be really cute. Maybe like different variations of like pink and purple, little blue flower, something like that. So I'm gonna start with the yellow though. And how I'm gonna do the flowers is just by making a bunch of French knots that are just gonna kind of mimic flowers. If you guys don't know how to do a French knot, I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to do a French knot, and it's super short and it just walks you guys through how to do that pretty easily. So I'm going to put my needle through here and wrap it twice and push it back through. And yeah, this is definitely a lot easier if you watch the tutorial, because you'll see an up close look at it, but it literally just makes the tiniest little knot. So I'm just gonna do a few of these. It's definitely hard to do these and like make sure that it's on screen for y'all, because you kind of need to be able to hold it down while you're pulling the thread. But already this is looking so stinking cute. I'm obsessed. Okay, so I'm gonna do just 3 of those because I want to do some other colors here. Now I'm gonna go in with the pink and do the same thing. And I already like this so much more with these tiny little flowers. I feel like the small details are what really like take it to the next level. So I would highly suggest playing around with some cute little flowers because they're so adorable. Look how cute these are. Are these not the cutest little flowers you've ever seen? Oh, I almost forgot that I need to add a door handle. So I'm gonna add it in with the kind of charcoal color just by doing another French knot again. So we're just gonna put a little handle right here and wrap. How cute is that? Okay, so now I'm gonna end this tiny little piece of thread. And we are done, y'all. How good does this look? I am so proud of how this turned out. Honestly, I was a little bit concerned, I can't lie. I was like, is this gonna look good? But I think it actually looks so good. I'm so proud of this. Like, is that not just so cute? I love the flowers. The flowers really made it come alive. But I hope you guys enjoyed embroidering with me. I hope you guys found part 2 helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. If you're looking for some more embroidery projects to work on, I have a bunch of templates on my website that y'all can check out, linked down below in the description box. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for sitting with me and embroidering with me and just being a part of my YouTube community. I will see you guys in my next video very soon. Bye, y'all.